Now, we need a doctor here today, that's for sure, don't we, Jen? And our first guest is that handsome one from Down Under. Yes, it's Dr. Carl Kennedy in Aussie Soap Neighbours. He's been keeping the Ramsay Street residents healthy for over 13 years. Away from the show, he's been busy making a name for himself as the lead singer of his band, Waiting Room, who've just finished touring the UK with their second album. A contestant on this year's Soap Star Superstar, it's clear the man sure has rock and roll in his genes.
For this river becomes an ocean before you throw my heart back on the floor. Oh, well, baby, I reconsider this foolish notion. I need someone to hold me, but I want some more. 'Cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Yeah, I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith.
Please welcome Alan Fletcher. So, Alan, our first question has to be, is there room for more than rock and roll in your genes?
Oh, well, does size matter? I mean, yes, I like to think of myself as an actor who entertains. You know, this whole business about are you a singer, are you an actor? I just love to entertain. I love to get out there and just get in front of people, and I love to rock and roll, of course.
Yeah. Of course, we've seen you do it. I mean, because you did Soap Star Superstar.
I did.
Was that as nerve-wracking as it looked?
It was boot camp for performers. It was horrendous. I mean, a wonderful show to do. I learned so much about what to do, how to do it, and I learned a lot about what not to do.
Because it was kind of 2 songs in the morning, you didn't know what you were going to do?
Look, get up at 7 o'clock, go straight to the studio, learn a song, learn a dance routine, do your VTs, do all that sort of stuff, do the publicity, get on at night, finish at 1 o'clock, go to bed quickly and learn another song in your head while you're trying to sleep.
Well, it's obviously paid off because you're on tour now, aren't you?
Yeah, this is our 5th tour.
Wow. Is it?
Yeah,
so this band was well before you did Soap Star Superstar?
Oh, yes, 3.5 years ago. See, I mean, none of you are old enough to have midlife crisis, but I am.
Oh, we love you.
And I've always wanted to be in a rock and roll band. I've done lots of stage musicals and all that sort of thing, but I really wanted to front a rock and roll band, and I bumped into 2 fantastic musicians at a restaurant one night. I sang with them, and they said, why don't we do something together? So here we are 3.5 years later.
Wow. Now, is it true that one of your songs is I've Got a Crush on Susie Kay?
That's a new one. A friend of mine wrote that.
Oh, yeah.
He actually wrote the song called I've Got a Crush on Dr. Carl. And he said, would I sing it for his children's talking book thing? I said, oh, I'll be delighted. And I said, well, you know, I can't really get out there and sing about having a crush on myself. So I adapted it to I've Got a Crush on Susie Kay as well.
Yeah, so there's no such person.
Is that to do with your wife then? Is Susie...
Susan Kennedy, Susie? Yes. It's a kind of a lovely song about a young fan having a crush on Susan Kennedy.
I must admit, though, being an avid Neighbours fan for many years, you are quite tasty, aren't you?
Well, you're not so bad yourself.
Oh, I've gone all funny down under.
Let's not go there.
I've actually got a more important question, because I've heard that you're a Liverpool fan. Well, don't you know that Everton are the best team on Merseyside? Thank you!
This is very difficult for me. I'm so sorry, but I love the Reds.
Oh.
I love the
I'll take you
Reds.
to an Everton game, they're much better.
We'll go to a derby.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
why do you love the Reds? Is that a childhood thing? Did you support
well,
them?
I mean, I've been supporting the Reds strongly for about 5 or 6 years, but growing up in Australia, Liverpool there's something magic about Liverpool.
The Beatles,
Yeah.
then.
It's the Beatles, it's during the Pacemakers, there's big Irish influence. You know, historically, a lot of migrants to Australia came from Liverpool. And there was romance, and there was Michael Owen. What could you do?
Now, I've just noticed that you're flirting very much now with Jenny, and I don't like it, so I'm just going to ask
Could you
another
excuse
question.
me for a moment?
Yes. Can you have your pensioners over here, please? And what is it that... Do you like smells on it? We've been talking about what attracts us to the opposite. What is it about a woman that you find attractive? Shake 'em back. That's you.
What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing Cristal, actually.
Well, I'm loving that.
I've got this on. It's called Tester. It's
Doing our own feed lines now.
I love subtle perfume.
Can we get back to your wife, please, then, if we may? The lovely, beautiful Susie Kennedy we were hearing about earlier, Jane McDonald. Did you, Did you meet? Where did you meet? And how long have you been together?
Oh, well, Susie Kennedy, of course, is my stage wife.
Oh, that's your stage wife.
My darling wife is Jennifer Fletcher, and speaking of
that's your
smells,
stage
you know,
wife.
like her smell is really the only smell that triggers anything for me.
So it's got flowers.
And that's called?
It's called Au Naturel, really.
Oh, is it?
No, well, see, Jen has this, she loves perfume, and she wears Flower Bomb a lot. Do you know Flower Bomb?
I know Flower
Yeah,
Bomb.
beautiful. Victor Rolf, I think it is, isn't it? Victor Rolf?
Yeah.
So, and she wears that on special occasions, and that triggers big memories for me. But the most wonderful smell, I think, is that lovely natural smell when you just wake up first thing in the morning, and you just cuddle into
Garlic.
each other.
Garlic.
But Alan, as you can see, obviously I've lapsed a bit on the Neighbours viewing. Although I have to say, years ago, and I'm talking about when I was pregnant with Matthew, it was a 2-show-a-day thing for me. My husband then got a series in Australia, and I got to meet all of the Neighbours people, and it was possibly the most exciting time. You know what Australians are like? They say, when we're over there, we'll come and visit you. And they do. And they just turn up in your local pub and say, we're here. So I was like king of the castle because I had Neighbours people in my house in Stocksfield, Northumberland. But how long have you been in it, and how long do you see yourself staying?
Well, I've done 13 years, and I don't really sort of ever think about, you know, am I going to do one more year? I'm there for another year. I'm on contract for another year, and you know
and
what
do they
it's like.
support your musical stuff as well? So
They do. They're wonderful. I mean, I go on tour every year, either twice or once a year, and they let me have 3 weeks off. And I think they really enjoy us doing this. There's so many people, so many Neighbours actors in the UK right now doing panto, and it's nice to be doing a band tour as well. And they give us this time to come over, and it helps to promote the show.
And Alan, before we go, how can we get hold of Waiting Room's new album?
Well, it's downloadable through the iTunes and all the digital people, as is our new single, which is available now, and through my website. If you want to learn anything about me, I give a lot of my music away as well through my website, the old alanfletcher.net thing.
Oh, right, okay, well, brilliant. Well, listen, good luck with it all, and for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome... God, I've just forgotten your name as well. Alan Fletcher! Oh, shoot me now. It's time for a break, but when we return, we'll be asking, have the Spice Girls corrupted a generation of young women? Back soon.